Hello everyone, welcome in our sixth lecture of the CHA 491 section 1. Student, in the previous lecture we have seen the injection, infusion and powder for injection. So these terms we have already seen in the previous lecture. Now in the today's lecture we are going to discuss our last point from this chapter, that is tablets and shelf life. So this is the content of the today's lecture. After completion of this lecture, we must know about the tablets, types of tablet, and what is the meaning of this shelf life of pharmaceutical preparation that we must know after this lecture. Okay. So content of the today's lecture is tablet, types of tablets and shelf life of pharmaceutical preparation. So I have used the reference for this lecture is Indian Pharmacopoeia volume 2nd. So we start with the first, that is tablet. It is very familiar to us. Tablets, it is nothing but tablet is defined as a compressed solid dose form containing medicaments with or without excipients. This excipients means what? In the previous lecture we discussed this part. The tablets which are prepared by two main ingredients, that is, one is the active ingredient and another one is the inactive ingredient. This active ingredient, it is nothing but the medicament, okay, and this inactive part, it is only used for the binding of that tablet, that is called excipients. Means inactive part, it is called excipient. So the tablet, it is defined as it is a compressed solid dose form containing medicament with or without excipient. Sometimes excipients are not required for the binding the tablet, only the medicament is there, and sometimes it may be required. That's why the definition is with or without excipients. Okay. Then second point, they vary in shape. In this figure we observe that these tablets are having different size and shape. Okay. So they are differ greatly in size and weight depending on the amount of medicinal substances and the intended mode of the administration. It is the most popular dose form and 70% of the total medicines are dispensed in the form of tablet. Okay, so if the question asks what are tablets, we must write down all these things. Okay, then general properties of tablet dose forms means what are the general characteristics of this tablet. A tablet should have elegant product, identify while free of defect like chips, cracks, decolorization and contamination. Elegant means what? Attractive. Means tablet, it should be attractive and it doesn't having any crack, colorization, contamination. It doesn't having these things. Okay. It should have sufficient strength to withstand a mechanical shock during its production, packaging, shipping and dispensing. It should have a chemical and physical stability to maintain its physical attributes over a time. The tablet must be able to release the medicinal agent in predictable and reproducible manner. Must have a chemical stability over a time so as not to follow alteration of the medicinal agent. Okay, so these are the general properties of tablets. Then the main point, that is types of tablet. There are different types of tablets. So here the total 4 types are there: tablet ingested orally, tablet used in oral cavity, and tablet administered by other route, and tablet used to prepare a solution. These are the 4 main types, and in that the subtypes are there. So we start with the tablet ingested orally. The first subtype is compressed tablet. The example is paracetamol tablet. Means it is prepared by two part, active part and inactive part. So by compressing that tablet we prepare the compressed tablet. Then multiple compressed tablet, delayed release tablet. The example is enteric coated tablet, sugar coated tablet. In that the example is multivitamin tablet, film coated tablet, then chewable tablet. Second type is tablets used in oral cavity. Buccal tablet, in that vitamin C tablets, then sublingual tablet, then torch and lozenges tablet and dental comb. These are the subtype of tablets used in oral cavity. Then administered by other route, implementation tablet and suppositories or inserts tablet. Then tablet used to prepare a solution, in that effervescent tablet, dispensing tablet, hypodermic tablet and tablet triturates. These are the subtypes. Okay, so one by one we discuss each and every type. So first, tablet digested orally. So here the figures are also given. So first, that is compressed tablet. There is no any figure for this compressed tablet. The example of this compressed tablet is paracetamol tablet. These are uncoated tablets made by compression of granules. This provides a rapid disintegration and drug release. The example is paracetamol tablet. Okay, it is very simple. Then second, multi-compressed tablet. Here the figure is given. Multi-compressed means what? One or more drugs are compressed in one tablet. So here the first drug is there, orange color. Then this one is the second drug. This one is second drug and middle one is the third drug. So by compressing these three drugs, we prepare this multi-compressed tablet. These tablets are prepared to separate a physical or a chemical incompatible ingredients or to produce a repeat action or prolonged action products. The ingredients of formulation are compressed into a core tablet and the compatible substances with other excipients are compressed over the previously compressed core tablet. Okay, so in short you have to only remember that multi-drugs, 1, 2, 3 drugs are compressed and they prepare into one drug, that is called multi-compressed tablet. Okay, then sustained action tablet. These tablets when taken orally release a medicament in a sufficient quantity as and when required to maintain a maximum effective concentration of drug in the blood. Okay, it is sustained action tablets. So here the figure is there. Not, this is the enteric coated tablets. This figure it is for enteric coated tablet. Enteric coated tablets are coated with the material which is does not disintegrate in the stomach but pass through it, is that is enteric polymer, the hydroxypropyl methyl cellulose, phthalate, etc. These tablets dissolve in intestine and are site specific. That means we are going to take that tablet through our mouth. Okay, then it is enter into the stomach. But due to this enteric coated, these tablets are not released in the stomach. They are as it is in the stomach and they easily pass through pass into the intestine and they release their medicament in the intestine or in a specific site. Okay, that's why the name is enteric coated tablet. Then second, sugar coated tablet. The compressed tablet with sugar coating, it is called sugar coated tablet. Generally these tablets are used for the children's. It is done to mask the bitter and unpleasant taste of odor of the medicament. It enhances the appearance and protect the drug from the atmospheric effect. Multivitamin tablets are the example of this sugar coated tablet. This is the figure for the sugar coated tablets. Okay. Then film coated tablets. This is the film coated tablets. These are compressed tablets having a film coating of film coating polymer These are the polymers. It is also protect the formulation from atmospheric effect. Due to this coating, they are also protected from atmosphere. These are tasteless, have increase in tablet weight and have less elegance, means less attractive. Okay, this is the film coated tablet. Then the last one is the chewable tablet. These tablets are chewed in mouth and are broken into a small pieces. Disintegration time is reduced and the rate of absorption increases. Easily administered for the infants and elder person. And the example is antacid tablets. Okay, so this is the tablet ingested orally. Then oral cavity tablets. Buccal tablets means, buccal means what? These are related to cheek. Okay, these tablets are to be placed in buccal pouch or between the gum and lip or cheek. The tablet dissolve and disintegrate slowly and absorb directly. Here the figure is given. The tablet, it is placed in between the gum and lip or cheek. So this tablet, it is in this way, it is present inside. Okay, so this is called a buccal tablet. They are tablets are dissolve and disintegrate slowly and absorb directly. That's why they use in this way, and they are called buccal tablets. Then sublingual sub sublingual tablets. These tablets are to be placed under the tongue. Here the figure is given. These tablets are placed under the tongue and they dissolve and disintegrate quickly and absorb directly without passing into the GIT tract. Buccal and sublingual tablets should be formulated with the bland excipients which do not stimulate salivation. Means this inactive part, whatever is used, it is not release the saliva. Okay. Generally the heart patient, if the heart pain is there at that time, they place the tablet here. Okay, this is the example of sublingual tablet. Then lozenges tablet or Tor's tablet. These tablets are, this is the example of this is the figure for this tablet. These tablets are designed to exert a local effect on the mouth or throat. These tablets are usually used in treatment of sore throat or control coughing. These tablets are usually used to such a drug as anesthetic, antiseptic and antimicrobial agent. Okay, these are also called as a pastilize. They are placed in this way. Then the last one is a dental cone. These are relatively minor compressed tablet meant for placing them in a empty socket after tooth extraction. Usually these tablets contain an antibacterial compounds which is released slowly, prevent the growth of bacteria. These tablets may contain an astringent or the coagulant to reduce the bleeding. Means if mouth related, teeth related any problem at that time, we use this dental cone tablets to prevent the bleeding as well as to avoid the antibacterial infection. The base for these types of sodium bicarbonate and sodium chloride, or it may be amine acid. These cones generally get dissolved in 20 to 40 minutes in time. Okay, so these are the oral cavity tablets, means all, which all are related to our oral cavity. Okay, then the last one is not last one, tablet administered by other routes. Implementation tablet. These tablets are placed below the skin or inserted subsequently by means of a minor surgical operation and are slowly absorbed. These must be sterile and are made up of heavy compression and fusion. Okay, so this is the implementation tablet example is there. Then vaginal tablet. These tablets are meant of dissolve slowly in the vaginal cavity. These are ovoid or pear shaped and are used to release steroid, antibacterial and antiseptic, etc. to avoid the infection. Okay, so these are the example of tablets administered by other route. This is the last type, tablets used to prepare the solution. In that, the first one is the effervescent tablets. These tablets, when added in water, it produces the effervescence. So they dissolve rapidly in water due to the chemical reaction which takes place between the alkali and bicarbonate and citric acid or the tartaric acid. These tablets are to be protected from the atmospheric moisture during the storage. Disprin tablet, it is very familiar to us. So this is the figure for this effervescent tablet. The tablet is placed in the water, so the effervescence are produced, tablet get dissolved and we get this solution. Okay, then dispensing tablet. These are intended to be added to given volume of water to produce a solution. Means this is a given volume of water, we add this tablet for a given concentration. The medicament given are silver proteinate and quaternary ammonium compound. These are highly toxic if taken orally and great care must be taken in packaging and labeling. Means if we directly take this tablet, it is a toxic. So that's why it is dissolved in water and prepare a solution and then it is used. Okay. So this is the dispensing tablet. Hypodermic tablet. These are compressed tablets which are composed of one or more drugs. These tablets are dissolved in sterile water and administered parenterally. Means what? These are administered by using this injection. Okay, this is called hypodermic tablet. Then tablets triturates. These are small cylindrical, molded or compressed tablets which contain a potent medicament with a diluent. One small scale of hand operated, whereas for the bulk production automated machines are used. Enzyme tablets are the example of this triturates tablets. Okay, so these are the different types of tablets. It is very simple. You have to remember 2-3 tablets in each type. Okay, so it is not necessary to remember all these things, only you have to remember the 2-3 main types from the 2-3 subtypes from the main types. Okay, then the last point of this chapter, it is the shelf life of pharmaceutical preparation. Student, shelf life, it is nothing but the expiry date which is present on the pharmaceutical product. Each and every material is having expiry date. Each and every material has a shelf life. So pharmaceutical product, it also having a shelf life. So what is that we discuss here? Shelf life is the period of time from the date of manufacture that a drug product is expected to remain within a approved product specification while stored under the definite condition. Shelf life, it is typically expressed in unit. Generally shelf life, it is in between the unit is month. Either it may be 24 months, 36 months or maximum 60 months are there. Shelf life, it is defined as, this is the important definition. It is simple definition. Defined as the time necessary for the drug to decay to 90% of its original concentration. Okay, means whatever 100% medicament is present in that tablet, it decay to 90% of its original concentration. That is, that time it is nothing but the shelf life. Shelf life, it is also called the expiry dates. Expiry date means that drug cannot be used after this date due to the chances of chemical degradation harmful to patient or the low potency. Okay, then here the calculation of shelf life for the aspirin suspension is there. So by this way we can find out the shelf life of the aspirin suspension. Okay, I am not use aspirin tablet. They use the aspirin suspension and they find out the shelf life of that aspirin suspension by this way. Okay, so by the calculation, by this formula, they find out the shelf life that is only for the 5 days. Means if we prepare the aspirin suspension, it is only allowed for 5 days. Okay. Then another important point of this lecture is factor affecting on the shelf life. Means by which factor the pharmaceutical product get changed their shelf life, it is given here. The first one is temperature. As increase in temperature, shelf life is also affected. High temperature accelerate the oxidation, reduction, hydrolysis reaction, which leads to the drug degradation. Okay. Then second one is a pH. Acidic and alkaline pH influence the rate of decomposition of most of the drug. Many drugs are stable between the pH 4 to 8. Okay. If any change is observed, it affects on the shelf life. Moisture, water catalyze the chemical reaction as oxidation, hydrolysis and reduction reaction, and water promotes the microbial growth also. That's why moisture affects the shelf life. Light, it affects during the stability through its energy or the thermal effect, which leads to the again oxidation. Then oxygen, exposure of drug formulation to oxygen affect their stability. Okay. Drug incompatibility, reaction between the components of the pharmaceutical doses form itself or between those components and cover of the container. Okay, so all these are the factors affecting on the shelf life. So with this we complete our first chapter. The name of chapter is pharmaceutical dosage form. We have completed this chapter in this lecture. In the next lecture we will start our second chapter. Okay, thank you.